Hello, happy Tuesday.
Yeah, hello everyone.
How's it going? Good to see you all popping in here today. We are dressed for the occasion.
And we didn't even call each other or
We
yell
didn't.
across the hall or text each other, nothing. We just showed up like this.
We did. We're ready. We're
We are.
feeling very citrusy
Yes,
today.
we are. Very juicy.
I don't have anything yellow in my closet, so
Yeah.
this was the next best
I
thing.
have yellow in my closet, but it's probably way in the back. Not my color.
No, I don't know that many people that look fantastic in yellow. So, all right, cool. We're glad to see you jumping in. We do match, Deb. And like we said, we didn't even plan it. We're just, we're in sync. Oh, someone check your computer because it looks like sounds correct. I don't have to unmute or anything. So start there, although you probably can't hear me. So what are you going to do? So welcome. We're excited today. We have a brand new design for you. You want to tell them who made this design?
Yes, I did not make this design. I'm just here to show you how to stitch it out. This is a design that Sarah Congdon made. And of course, she's on maternity leave. If you don't know Sarah, she has a brand new baby girl. And she should be back probably next month sometime.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to her return.
Let's put it this way. The next release that's hers, she should be here to do.
Yes.
So
yep.
All good there.
So yeah, we're excited about this one. This one is super cute.
It's perfect for midsummer.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. And you could make it any citrus you want. So whether it be lemons, limes, grapefruit, oranges, I think you guys will like this, or a mixture.
Yeah.
Making a mixture as well, which is pretty cool.
All right. So let's dive into today. You guys know what I'm going to ask, right? What am I going to tell you to do in the comments here? If you consider yourself a hoop sister, you know what's going on with the workshops. I always ask you to put a number 2 in the comments so we can say hi and thanks for hanging out with us. And if you are new, we would love it if you would put a number 1 in the comments so that we can say, hello, welcome. Thanks for jumping in. And we can explain some different things to you. Look at all those number 2s. Yeah. We're glad you guys are hanging out today.
Invite some sewing friends so we can see some number 1s in there next time.
I saw Lori. Yeah. She put number 1. Hello,
right.
Lori. Welcome. Casey, Deborah. Awesome.
Awesome. That's cool.
Okay, so just to give you guys an idea, keep the number 1s and 2s coming of what to expect today. First and foremost, we're going to show you a brand new Hoop Sisters design that's perfect for summer. But what else are we going to do, Mom?
We're also going to stitch out one of the blocks from it. So it'll be lots of fun. I'm going to stitch out one of the center blocks so you can see how it's done. And all the other blocks are basically done the same way, but shaped a little bit differently. So it'll be a good lesson for everyone.
And I didn't tell you I was putting this in here today.
Okay.
But I thought it's been a minute since we've talked about what sets us apart, Hoop Sisters, what makes us different. So maybe you could share with the people like Kim over on YouTube who are dropping number 1. What is different about Hoop Sisters?
Well, with our Hoop Sisters design, my favorite thing that I think is the best part about it is the fact that our quilting is always included. It is part of every block or every embroidery design that you load on your machine. One of the steps will be the quilting. You don't have to like pull in a different embroidery design to stitch over the top of it. Yeah. You don't have to pay a long armor to quilt it for you. And the quilting, because it's part of our embroidery design, it is custom made for that particular area of your block. So, and they flow from block to block, a lot of them. So that's what I love most about it. And we've got some great tools and a batting called Battleizer that is awesome. So that's kind of what makes us different. Did I forget anything?
I don't think so. Okay. And we also have the best customers in the world.
Yeah.
So all the people, if you put a number 1, look at all the number 2s, and they're not going to steer you wrong. They're going to tell you all the good things. So we'll get into it. We'll get this new design shown to you.
There it is. Did you mean to do that?
Well, I thought it said ready for the reveal, but it popped in here anyways, and we're so excited to share it with you. It's got some different, you're going to have to make some choices. You get it all.
Yes.
But you're going to make some choices in terms of square or round,
Right.
5 or
5 inch or 8
8.
inch.
Yep.
So, if you have a hoop size that can't go to 8 inch, we do have the 5 inch blocks, which are just a hair under 5 inches. So they'll fit in your 5x5 or 5x7 hoop. So you can definitely do this. And like she said, and the picture shows that there's a round version for
Mhm.
like a table topper. And there's also a square version that makes a nice wall hanging. So this is the round version. Look
I can
how
have my
cute
water
that
back now?
looks. Yes, you can have your water back now.
Thank you.
Should be lemonade or
It should.
something like that in there. And I'm sure a lot of you have already, we've seen a lot of you post your cute little coasters that were the free gift for registration. And this must be the grapefruit one.
Mhm.
And it comes, is this?
That's a
Oh,
bonus.
Oh, she won't let me show
You
the
can't
other
have
thing.
that
Okay.
yet.
Okay. But you can see this is, it just looks like you've cut, in this case, a lime in half.
Mhm.
And this is what it looks like. It's just so stinking cute. We'll just pull some of the stuff away so you can get a better look at it. It has some beautiful quilting. As I mentioned, that is all included in it.
Mhm. And I could
Yep.
just see this sitting on a table outside
Yes.
on your sun porch, Mom.
Yes,
with
bring it on.
A big pitcher of lemonade.
Yep.
So pretty. And we will have to remove all this stuff just so that we can get in there and show the quilting. But let's show this version too.
Okay.
So this round one that you're seeing now, this is the 5-inch size.
Want me to pin it up or hold it up?
Let's hold it up.
Okay.
And I think we should hold it under the camera too,
Okay.
just so that you guys can get a sense. But right now what you're looking at is the 5-inch round, but this does come up to an 8-inch round as well. So I love the 5-inch size for that. I think it's a wonderful little table topper. And then check out this beauty.
Isn't that pretty? Come towards me.
Hold it closer to the
Okay.
camera. There we go. Okay, so this is the bigger one, and we'll put it under the close-up camera too, but I absolutely love the
Yep,
leaves.
the leaves are so cute.
And the background quilting, which
Yep.
we'll show you under the close-up camera too. And then, of course, we wanted to go crazy with our colors.
Yes.
So on
Yeah.
this one, we shook it up a little bit.
Yep. Very fun. Very
Yes.
fun. So you want me to put it under the close-up
Yeah, I
cam?
think let's show
All
the
right.
quilting.
I'm going to fold it in quarters because basically this is a quarter of it. So there's 4 blocks and there's 4 blocks in the round one too. They just happen to be cut off right here. But you can see the pretty quilting in the leaves, and the quilting in the background is kind of a grid quilting.
Mhm.
And the rind right here has some quilting in it. And look at that beautiful quilting in the middle of each section of the fruit.
So pretty.
It is very pretty, very pretty. And it's just 16 blocks and you're done. Very cute.
It's a super refreshing
Mhm.
quilt. And I think this, like I said, does anyone else have like a sunroom or a little breakfast nook or something like that? I just think this would be so,
Yeah.
so cute.
Or Ben, my grandson had a lemonade stand.
He did.
He should have borrowed this and
Yes.
dressed up that table for the lemonade stand. He would have made more money than he already did. And he did pretty
He
stinking
did.
good. But he's just too cute. Nobody could say no.
Yeah, he would have loved this at his
Mhm.
lemonade stand. But this is what I mean. Like
That is
a
so
cute little outdoor space. This would just be, this is the perfect middle of summer.
Mhm. Brightens
design.
it up nice. I
Yes.
love it. I love
Table in my Florida room. Perfect.
it. Yes, there you go.
We have to, so we're in Ohio, so we have to enjoy these refreshing summery things while we can before.
Before the snow flies.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it,
Yeah.
but there you go. Before back to school even and all
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. So Citrus Crush, that's the name of the design. Again, there's the round version as well as the square version. And we have the finished sizes on here. So the 5-inch is going to be 19.5 by 19.5 squared. And again, this one does do the 5-inch. So some of
Mhm.
our designs have larger. This one includes 2 sizes, as small as the 5-inch, as large as the 8-inch. So it's either going to be 19.5 square or 31 inches squared. And of course, multi-formatted.
Mhm.
And refreshing as heck. I just love
Mhm.
it. Does it make you thirsty when you're doing this?
I actually am thirsty, so I'll be running out of here to get a glass of water because I don't.
Yeah.
Well, we do have some. I can make lemonade.
Yeah, we do.
Yep,
We could make
yeah,
some lemonade.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, my picture is like not loading. I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on there. Okay. We're kind of just jumping in today, but we do
Mhm.
also have a limited supply of fabric kits. We'll show it to you in person because my picture on screen is like pixelated or something, but we have an adorable fabric kit option with this. Of course, you can use your own colors from your stash, but if you'd like to purchase a fabric kit and know the colors are going to look really beautiful, you can do that as well. So I'll pop this up so that you can see how fun these fabrics are. Do you want me to hang that? Oh, you already did it.
I already did it.
Do you want to go through those? And
Yes, absolutely. So you obviously have your lemon. This would be for your background. And there's this one here is called tangerine. And then we've got a couple of different pinks for your grapefruit.
really
and
pretty.
This is your pith fabric, which that's probably a word people don't use very
Yeah,
often.
I'm like, you're what?
Yeah. And then this is the green here is your leaf and also your binding fabric. So you can see you have a beautiful array of some nice citrusy looking fabrics. Very pretty.
Really pretty. And we do also have a couple 1 yard pre-cuts on the website. This is enough fabric here to make the 8-inch, either the wall hanging or the table topper in the 8-inch. So one kit will make one of the 8-inch versions. So you decide whether that 8-inch is the table topper or the wall hanging. And of course, you're definitely also going to get a fabric and thread key in with the design. So if you want to choose your own fabrics, you'll know how much you need. Okay. We do have the demo coming up, but I just wanted to jump in because I know people get excited and they want to order. So for our number 2s, if you're a number 1, no worries.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. And we do have a demo for you. But those of you who are ready to order, we'll have Nina drop the order link. But I just wanted to let you know that we do have that 10% off when you add 2 items to your cart. So from this collection, the new arrivals collection, if you add 2 items to your cart, you will get 10% off. Now, there are a couple exceptions in that category, things like wool, the strip stick, any kind of threads, those are not going to be included, but the fabric kit's included and the design is included, the battleizer, the trimmer, all sorts of good things, plus other really refreshing designs are in that category as well. So if you want to take advantage of the savings, these only go through midnight tomorrow, which is Wednesday, July 23rd. So it's a good time to order. It always is during the workshops. Plus, of course, there is a bonus. So now we're going to show you the bonus. This will pop in your cart if you add 2 or more items from the new arrivals category. Okay. Yeah, the pre-cuts are excluded from the sale too, but oh, they're awesome. And then you could have a backing or something like that too. So let's show you guys the bonus for today.
So this is your cute little bonus mug rug.
I love it.
Isn't that cute?
Just pops right out.
I know it does. It pops right up. So this would be super cute, even with coordinating fabric.
And this like background quilting here is the same as in the main design.
So you have a nice coordinating your table and your wall hanging. So you've got your background fabric on here for your mug rug. And it would look so cute. We didn't do it, but you could do yours with same matching coordinating fabric if you want, or make a variety of different colors. So yeah, isn't that super cute?
It is. I love it.
I love it too.
Okay. So we kind of jumped in a little sooner than usual with all that, but we wanted you to get all the goods so you can get going if you want to. Now we're going to kind of pull Annie up over here and we're going to jump into the demo.
Okay, so I probably should have showed them. I'm going to, can I have that little round one, the little round sample. Probably should have showed you which block I'm going to be stitching so that you kind of understand what it is. So this is our little 5-inch sample. And as you probably noticed before, there are 4 blocks in it. We're going to do the center block. So we're going to do this one right here is what we're going to be stitching. And like I always start out, just so you can see what's happening with the design and what it's doing, is our instructions call in the beginning to hoop your battleizer. And this is our battleizer. It's a batting and stabilizer combination product. So you don't have to purchase and you don't have to work hard on getting 2 things to cooperate with you when you get them hooped. So you will hoop your battleizer. And the first few steps are water soluble thread. And we just do that so that there's not a lot of thread buildup. And also so you don't have to change your thread over and over and over with each and every step. And there's other reasons too, which I can probably find something on here to maybe show you. For instance, we use water soluble thread. Now this is white on white, so this may not be a very good example. But once you sew your blocks together, if you have any of your basting stitch showing and it's water soluble thread that you tacked your fabric down with, you don't have to worry about picking those stitches out. All you have to do is get it wet and it will go away. All right, so my first step is to hoop the battleizer. You have embroidery bobbin thread in the bobbin, water soluble thread in the needle. And again, you can see mine is orange. I used orange thread because I wanted you to see what will stitch out. So your first step is just sewing a placement stitch. And the placement stitch is so that if you choose to, on the wall hanging, not the table topper, but only on the wall hanging, if you choose to add a layer of wool, then you can do that, and that will just give your wall hanging just a little bit more dimension. Now, we recommend for the round table topper to not add your wool, because if you're going to put a glass or a vase or something on there full of water, you don't want that extra thickness of the wool
Your
to probably
pitcher of lemonade.
your pitcher of lemonade, whatever it might be. But one of the things I want to tell you, if you're doing the wall hanging and you do add the wool, you do need to prepare the sides of the wool. You need to press them in about 1/4 inch so they're nice and thin. Let me just show you this piece here. This is a piece of wool, just a little strip. You can see how thick that wool is. That's the thickness of wool. I just cut a little strip of it. But when you press it, it gets nice and super thin, and that will help keep your presser foot from getting caught in there. But since I'm doing this for to go with a round table topper, that we're going to skip the wool. So I've skipped step 2. My next step tells me, and I'm going to show you the instructions. The instructions, probably not a good place to show you the instructions, but the instructions will give you a diagram for every step. And so this is our first step that you saw, the orange thread. This is the one we skipped. And then it says align the pith fabric, which is your white, over the placement stitch, which is this orange, and we're going to sew a tack down. And it's also going to sew some placement stitches for where our other fabric goes.
I'm going to need a definition of pith. What is a pith?
Maybe somebody can go to dictionary.com.
Maybe Nina could
copy and paste. It's the white part of your citrus.
Okay.
Okay, and hopefully I'm correct on that. All the instructions, if I'm not correct, then all the instructions are wrong. Okay, so this is also a water soluble step for the reason I mentioned when I tried to show you the seam, the samples and the seam, so that when you sew this block to a block next to it, that if it's the basting stitch is showing on the front of your quilt, you just get it wet and it's not a big deal. So you're going to just lay your fabric over this placement stitch. And I always pull it up on both sides, all 4 sides, just to make sure I have equal amounts on each side. And then I just smooth it out. And I'm going to do a tack down with water soluble thread. Probably won't be able to see it too well.
Learned a new word today.
Yep, you did. Just Stick with me. I'll teach you new words all the time. So this is just holding the battleizer to your fabric. And now we're just going to stitch placement stitches for where our fabric goes, so we know exactly where to place them. Okay, so those are placement stitches done with water-soluble thread. And then what you will do is you will change your thread in your needle only to match your background fabric. And then it's going to do some quilting steps. So I already have my white in there, and we're going to sew some quilting now. Okay, our next step is we're going to add our first section of fruit, and we are going to place our fabric right side up, right over the top of this first section that's stitched out. And again, I'm just going to peek underneath to make sure it's covered sufficiently, and it is. I am going to switch to some water-soluble thread. If I can find the end of it, then I will. Okay, so let me switch out our thread real quick. Okay, and then it's going to tack this fabric down. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to trim so that where this stitching is right here, I'm going to trim about 1/2 inch away from that. The fabric that is on the outside of the block, I'm just going to leave that there. So, and there's no exact, you don't have to measure or anything like that. Just eyeball it and trim that about 1/2 inch away. And now I'm going to grab, and it tells you exactly what size fabric and when to lay it down. So now I'm going to add the next piece of fabric.
Oh, you're going all yellow.
I'm going all yellow. Now you could do like the quilt that we put up behind Aubrey, the big square one. You could do different colors if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. So I am going to place this and make sure, again, peek underneath, make sure it's covered sufficiently. And again, it's water-soluble thread step, and we're just going to sew a tack down stitch. And then we get to another trimming portion, and again, approximately 1/2 inch, give or take a little bit. And we'll do some additional trimming in just a moment. And then we're going to add another piece of fabric there. And again, like Aubrey said, I'm using all the same colors, but depending on the look you want, you can make it all different citrus colors, or you could go with orange or green for a lime like we did in the round table topper we showed earlier. Okay, so one more time on this area here, and the directions will show you exactly where to trim. You're going to trim about 1/2 inch. I did that, probably is a little less than 1/2 inch, and it's okay. It will be perfectly fine. And now our next step, the next 3 steps, the last 3 in the design are the quilting that takes place in the center of each of these. And the instructions tell you to match your thread. So you can match your thread, Honestly, I'm a rebel. I think I'm going to do orange.
Yeah, you can see it more,
So
I think.
ask them, do you want me to do the quilting in orange or do you want me to do it in the yellow that matches the fabric?
They all said orange.
All right.
I'm just kidding. I want orange.
Oh, so their opinion does not count.
Well,
I
it
see.
takes a minute for it to come through, and I don't see it yet. So
Okay.
orange, I thought orange, two okay, go orange.
All right,
They
we're
all
going
agree.
orange. We're going orange. The delay kind of messed us up here, but we're going orange, everybody. It'll look like a really weird orange, but it's okay. So now it's going to do the quilting in this section, and then it'll stop to change the thread if you want to, in case you had different color fabrics and wanted to change your thread. So those are the last 3 steps. I'm going to step 8 out of 9.
Question if you want it.
Yes. Catherine asked, I have a multi-needle. Do the files allow me to set the water soluble as a separate thread color? Catherine, this is something you will set at the machine level. You will put your threads in whatever position you want on your machine, and you will thread your machine, and then you will tell your machine to put a stop after every single step. You most likely have to add the machine stops, and then you will have to assign your thread to wherever you have put the thread in your multi-needle. You're probably used to doing that on other embroidery designs as well.
Also, I'm pretty sure everyone is saying orange.
Okay, good.
If there was a yellow, I missed it.
Yeah, well, it's really kind of it's not really a lemon color yellow.
Right.
It's more orange. So the orange is good on this one. Okay, so it stopped, and it did that just in case I maybe had a green or yellow here, or the hot pink or a grapefruit color pink, that I could change the thread if I wanted to. So I'm going to use the same thread. So I am just hitting the start button again so it could do the quilting for that section. The orange does look great. I agree. What did I do on this box?
Nah, orange. Does it go together?
Yeah. So if you have any questions, we'll try and get them answered while we're stitching, if you have any. Ooh, and Aubrey put up a keyword for a $50 giveaway for $50 in store credit. So if you type in the word citrus, you will automatically be entered to win.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, Robin, a variegated thread would be really nice. When I'm finished here and we go over to the cutting table, I'm going to show you, I did some blocks in the same fabric to match. I matched the thread and used the yellow. So you guys can see maybe an idea of which way you'd want to go on yours. I like the orange better.
Yeah, they're like huge plants in the room.
Okay, and our center block is done. So we're going to go over to the cutting table. Clean up our prior mess. So there it is, all complete. I got some thread tails there, but that's okay. So you can see how pretty that looks with the orange. Now let me show you. Here's what it looks like if it matches. Isn't the orange a little better? I think. It's up to you. It might depend on the fabric that you're using in that, but that kind of gives you an idea whether you want to go a little darker than make your thread a little darker than your fabric, or if you want to match it. So that'll kind of give you an idea there. So let me take this out of the hoop. And we're going to talk about how to trim your blocks. So basically, I have one here that I started. This is one that I have started on 3 sides to trim the block. And on those 3 sides, you can see where we have trimmed the battleizer way up to pretty much up to the basting stitch. And to do that, we use a tool called the Trimmer by George. Okay. And so I'm trying to think which one I want to cut today. I think I'm going to cut this one today. I will cut one on here. See, I'm very indecisive today. And I'll just cut one side on here. And then tomorrow, for those watching tomorrow, we'll use the Trimmer by George again. So basically, when you take this out of the hoop, any side of your block that you're going to sew to another block, you need to remove the bulk from your seam. So you could try using a scissors to cut that away. And the chances of slicing into that fabric are pretty good. Or you could use a rotary cutter and a ruler. And again, your chances of slicing that fabric where you don't want it cut because it needs to be in your seam are very great. So what we have, a tool that we have to fix that is called the Trimmer by George. And this is our 3rd version of it. And it's basically, it is an acrylic ruler, but it's a dual purpose tool because it also has a metal edge here on this side. So this metal edge that's over here, you can see how it's a metal edge there. This is going to protect your fabric on the front. So you're going to slide that metal edge between the fabric on the front and the battleizer. And I just like to, we say, shimmy it in there. And then lay your ruler down. And then I like to get it nice and close by giving it a little tug on the battleizer to make sure it's right up, the metal edge inside there is up to the basting stitch. And then I like to do a visual just to make sure there's no fabric peeking out. And then I'm going to use a 60mm rotary cutter and the metal edge there to trim it right up to the basting stitch. Now I did say that I'm going to use a 60mm rotary cutter. And the reason is, and it says it right here on the ruler, it says 60mm rotary cutter required. And the reason for that is because if we had a 45, I'm just going to do a pretend cut here. The 45 has less space between where the screw is and where your blade is. And because the metal edge on the ruler raises that ruler up a little bit, it would cause, you wouldn't be able to, the screw would be hitting on your ruler, and your tendency would be to kind of move your rotary cutter to the side and your blade would end up going underneath. That's why you really need to have a 60mm rotary cutter and then use that to cut along the edge to remove all the bulk from your seam. I'm going to save this for tomorrow, but you who are turning in today get a little bonus because we have a curved edge here. And if you're going to add your backing fabric, you're going to want to get rid of the bulk in the seam there as well. So I'm going to show you how to use the Trimmer by George to cut a curved seam. Seems like I just did this the other day. I feel like I just did this demo. Oh, wow.
I don't think you did.
Okay. So I'm going to pull my fabric back, even though it's a curved and my ruler is straight. And I'm just going to shimmy that in there where it meets the basting stitch. And I'm going to give it a gentle tug and just cut it just just as though it was a straight edge. And then you can see we still have a little battleizer here and a little bit there. And it's just a matter of moving your Trimmer by George ruler. This is such a little teeny tiny piece. And just do the same thing all around the whole thing. So then I have just a little bit more there. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to just take my Trimmer by George ruler, put it at a different angle. And again, just give it a gentle tug. And then go ahead and cut your battleizer away. So you can see I have maybe just a little goober right there that maybe could be trimmed away, but it trims nice and close to where the seam is, the basting stitch. And then you don't have to worry about all the bulk in the seam. Once you get your block trimmed up, you are going to lay the 1/4 inch side of we're using the ruler side now, and you're going to lay the 1/4 inch side right on top the basting stitch. And I turned my block upside down because sometimes the white on white thread or the water soluble on white is kind of difficult to see. So don't worry about that. Just flip it over and cut it from the back. And we'll trim up this side as well. 1/4 inch from the basting stitch. One more straight side. And then we have our curved side. So on our curved side, you're just going to do the same thing that you did when we used the Trimmer by George, the metal edge side. And you're just going to move your ruler all the way around a few times so you can get it all trimmed. So there, now all the bulk is gone from the seams and you're ready to sew this block to another block. Well, another thing I wanted to mention is that it's a good idea, because it's kind of like a puzzle. I have marked the file name in my seam allowance. And I used an ink pen because I wanted you guys to see it, but maybe a friction pen would be a good idea. And by marking that, and I usually mark the top of the block as it comes out of the hoop, I'll mark the top with the file name. That way I'll know exactly where it goes and how to put my puzzle pieces together at the end of the day.
Without guessing.
See, right now I'm kind of guessing. But you can see how it all goes together, and there's beautiful diagrams inside there. So there you go. That is kind of how 1/4 of the quilt. So you'll just do that 3 more times and you'll have your cute little table topper all finished.
It is adorable.
Someone
asked a great question.
Okay, I forgot a step.
Is it? Okay.
Is that the question?
That's the question.
Good idea. Thanks for reminding me. Georgette says the sample you did has pinked edges. Do you trim using a pinking shears to get that look? Yes, you do. So that would be the step you would do next. And that's why we leave it a 1/2 inch when it's in the hoop. And then after it comes out of the hoop, you can go ahead and trim this with your pinking shears to give that cute edge. Turn it around.
That's so cute.
It is very cute. All right.
Ta-da.
Ta-da, all pinked up.
And I like how when you're holding it, it just kind of pops up, makes it nice and easy to get to.
It does. And that's why it's easier to do after it comes out of the hoop, because you can just bend it and make that fabric more accessible. It's so cute. Just adds a little character to it. Okay. I'm glad she said that. I noticed it probably
I
right
pinned
as
it
she's
because I was
typing it.
like,
wait, you forgot something.
at some point she's going to do that.
Okay, so you can see the thread difference too. You can really see how the matching versus something that will show up a little bit more kind of gives it a little bit more character. And this orange definitely picks up the orange from the rind that's right there. So pith and rind.
Learning new things. I've heard rind before, but pith is new. So tomorrow you're going to show more of the trimmer, but you're going to, I'm assuming, pin and join so that that goes together beautifully.
Right. I'm going to show you our anchor point pinning technique to get all the match points to line up perfectly. And I will start out with a trimmer demo in case somebody missed it yesterday. And then we'll do the pinning technique. I'll show you where to sew. and then we pretty much got it done. You just do that 4 more times, 3 more times.
Love it.
Yep, very cute.
Okay, so don't forget that right now is the best time to order it if you're going to order it. So you can obviously stick around, hopefully learn new things today and tomorrow. But if you are thinking about trying it, now's the really best time because you're going to get 10% off if you use the order link that Nina's dropping right now. She's dropping it on YouTube and Facebook. And if you go to that link, everything on that page is in the category. There are a couple exceptions, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But if you add 2 items to your cart, it's going to pop in this bonus, which is super duper cute.
I was just looking at the picture in the middle of the quarter of the quilt.
Yeah.
And it looks like something you would put over the edge of a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yep.
Adorable. So the bonus is really cute. And the way that the stitching is, it just kind of, the pith pops.
It does. I bet you never thought you'd say that.
I never would have said that before an hour ago. So really cute. This is a limited time bonus. The 10% off is also limited time. Both of those things expire Wednesday, July 23rd. 2025, in case someone watches this later. And so now's a really, really great time to do it. The 10% off, there are a couple exclusions, and that would be things like the strip stick, which we can show tomorrow, although we're not doing much wool with the table topper. But the strip stick, the wool, any kind of threads, and any pre-cut fabrics are not included, but there are so many things that are included. Including some other designs like the zesty lemonade sentiments in there from last year.
That is a good one to add to this.
Yes. Okay.
Maybe we'll pull that out tomorrow and show it.
Yeah, it's really cute. And if you're into the lemons and the citrus and all that kind of stuff, you're really going to enjoy it. So again, instead of spending $136, if you get the design, the fabric kit, the 5 yards of our battleizer, which was that combination of batting and stabilizer product, $123 sounds better to me. So plus the bonus for free. We're also doing free shipping within the contiguous US on orders of $179 or more. So if your cart hits $179, it's shipping within the contiguous US, and you place that order before Wednesday, July 23rd at midnight. You'll also get free shipping.
Adding the lemonade thing to it to get to the free shipping part.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to add more than the lemonade. But yes.
Okay.
But yes, go shopping, get all the good things. Nina's dropping that order link for you. Okay. So giveaway. I have some news on the giveaway. It aired out on me. But right when I noticed it aired out, I picked the first name I saw while you were doing your demo.
Whoever's the quickest today.
Well, right at that time when I noticed it, I pinned this comment.
Oh,
so that's how we're picking our winner today. Kathy Welch.
Congratulations.
Over on YouTube. You are the winner. Usually I have a wheel that spins. Didn't work out for us today. So Cassie, you're the winner. You're the name I saw right after that aired out on me. So congratulations to you. And just so you know, Cassie, what you are going to want to do is email Nina@hoopsisters.com and let her know that you were the winner for day 1 of Citrus Crush. We're going to do another one tomorrow. So come back. It pays to come live. We usually have a live giveaway. So congratulations to you, Cassie. And for anyone who needs some extra help, maybe your cart's not looking quite like it should, or you want some recommendations based on hoop size, anything like that, you can reach out to Nina. She's your customer experience manager. I also put personal shopper on here because she can help you place an order, do whatever you need to do. So feel free. Even if you're not Cassie, you can email Nina. Don't tell Nina you won, though, unless you're Cassie. And you can also give her a ring on the phone. She'll be available after this live as well. So yeah, we did it.
We did. Can't wait to come back tomorrow, put it all together.
Yes. So
Yep.
pinning it together, more
Mhm.
trimmer by George
Mhm.
tomorrow. So we hope you love it. Go shopping. We do have limited kits, guys. I don't know that they're going to last till tomorrow. So if you want the kits, I would not wait. The fabric kits do sell out quickly. And we do have limited supplies of some 1 yard pre-cuts in these colors as well. And again, I don't think those are going to last. So
They're such
you put
pretty
that over
colors.
there.
I did. Little temptation.
Mm-hmm. So go get, and your pith fabric is in there. It's all ready to go. All right. Well, we'll see you all back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. and we'll put it all together.
That's right. I'm excited. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.